Hello everybody, welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Chidebere. In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at how to add or how to get user current location in our current ride sharing application project tutorial, which we've been working on. So this is continuation of the project. If this is your first time of joining us, you can check out the project in my playlist or check out my YouTube channel for other projects we've done with regards to this. So I have my project running, and without wasting much of your time, I'll go ahead and try to log in. I think I have g.com and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I try to log in. It's trying to verify. Okay, I've been able to log in. So far in our last tutorials, we've been able to add firebase authentication using email and password, and we've been able to add a lot of things, onboarding, splash screen, and the rest of them, as well as our Google map. So today we are going to be getting the user current location in our application. So to do that, we start by going over to pub.dev and looking for geolocator package. So this is it, this first one. Come to installing, copy it here, and then go back to your project and go to your pubspec.yaml file and then add it here. So click on pubget and it will get the package and dependencies. So now whenever you want to use something like access location, current location, you have to ask for the user's permission. The phone won't allow you to use current location or something like internet if you do not ask for user permission. So to ask for such permissions, we need to click on readme, and then we have, they've already added for Mac, web, and desktop. So this is awesome. This Android, for us to add the location, we just come down to where, sorry, for us to ask for permission, we just come down to where we have permission here, copy this line of code here and copy. So go back to your project and come over to Android and app, go to source folder or SRC folder, main, and Android manifest. Open Android manifest, scroll all the way to the top and make sure you add it at the top here. So this is for accessing file location and course location, for us to ask for permission to do that. Then the next thing we will be doing is to add permission for internet. Currently, I'm running this in debug mode. So it's using the settings for debug mode to do whatever it is doing. But for now, we are going to add our use permission for internet. So I'm going to do android.permission.what internet for us to be able to use the internet, the phone internet. So I have something here that says the current that SDK is 2.14 because geolocator 2.15, geolocator Windows. Okay, let's just say, let's just bring it down by saying any. I'm getting some error here due to upgrade that has been done to this geolocator, and let's use any and see what it gives me. So while that is still running, let's quickly look out for the Android. If you want it to access user permission location in the background when your application is closed, you can use this, but we don't want to add that. For iOS, come to iOS and copy these key strings here copy, then go back to our, okay, we have been able to do that. So instead of using the latest package for geolocator, we specified any so that it will look for the one that is compatible with our current SDK version. So it just found one, and that was why it didn't give out any error. So as I was saying, for iOS permission, we want to be able to use location here, the find location and the coerce location. So these two key strings, we use them, we copy, and then go over to your iOS folder here. iOS folder, we have something called runner, a runner folder, and inside runner we have info.plist. So under the dictionary, I'm going to come to this place and give some few lines so you can be able to see it. I'm going to paste it here. So what it does is, this is the message that will be displayed to the user. This app needs access to location when open. This app needs access to location when in the background. So these are the key for NS location, always usage and description, whatever. So with these two, we are good to go. We are good to go. So back to our main project here. I will close this plist.info file and manifest as well as pop. So this is our map page. I call it map page, where it shows this map. And currently our location is set to Google what? Google complex, which is gotten from this latitude and longitude targeted in this place. So what do we want to do right now? We want to add the ability to get the user current location. When the user clicks the current location icon, he or she is taken to the longitude and the latitude of the device itself. That's the phone. When we say user location, we mean the device location, the phone location, where it is currently, where the user is using it at the moment. So for us to do that, we define something called position. The position we are looking for is under geolocator. So we say position, and we define a position called current position. This will get the user's current position, and we have we want to get an instance, create an instance of geolocator. So we say geolocator. We use that later on. We use this later on in our code. Geolocator and geolocator. So we've created this instance of this right now. So the next thing in which we want to do is to create a void method which we can use to get our current position. And that we can do by coming over to this place and saying void locate position async. Then it is an asynchronous call. So here we'll use this instance of position to create a position here. Position under geolocator, we say position equal to await. So we want to use, instead of using this particular instance of geolocator, it will not allow us to get current location using an instance. So we use the main geolocator dot get current position. So we need to pass location accuracy to it. And so we define location accuracy, desired accuracy, and we say location accuracy. We have location accuracy dot best for navigation, high, low, lowest. So we go for high here. So with this, we are good to go. So the next thing which we need to define is the latitude and longitude, or this current position we created. We need to pass the current position which we've gotten to it first before we start talking about longitude and latitude. Current position, which is this position which we created, equal to position, which is what we got from querying geolocator, current position. So the last thing we do is to do our lat lang, latitude, longitude. and lat lang position. We create an instance of lat lang equal to lat longitude, latitude, and here we are expected to put in the latitude. So what this actually does is that it gets the longitude and the latitude, and then it now when it gets it, you can then access the longitude, the current longitude and latitude and longitude from this particular position which has been gotten. So we do position dot latitude. Okay, it worked. Position dot longitude. So this is for us to be able to store the longitude and latitude in this place. We need to store it in latitude and longitude. So wherever we need to use latitude and longitude of our current location, we can simply call this and pass it. So the next thing we need to do is to focus our camera on the current latitude and longitude which we are getting. So we say camera position. So we define an instance of camera position equals to new camera position, and the target will be what? This latitude and longitude position which we just created. And then another thing we want to do is to set the zoom level. I say zoom level, okay, let's say 14. So with this, we will position our camera to this particular location, which is our current location, gotten from geofire.get current position. And then from the current position, we got our latitude and longitude. And this latitude and longitude is being passed to this camera, to this view here. And this view will now focus on that particular location. And the zoom level, I set it to 14. You can set it to anything. So the next thing which we want to do is to, don't forget we have a Google Map controller. So we need this Google Map controller, this new Google Map controller, which is also what we are passing here when it is created. So we need it to automatically animate the camera, like when we currently is not, when we move it, it moves in the direction we want it to go. So we want to put some kind of animation to it. So we do new Google control map, which is what we defined here in our last tutorial, dot animate camera. We want to animate the camera, and we can do camera update dot new camera position, and we pass camera position to it. So I don't know why this is giving me error, or has it been changed? Okay, let's see. What am I required to pass here? Camera update. Okay, let's say I'm required to pass camera update. Oh, future camera update, camera update. Okay, let's create an instance of camera updates and see if it works. Uh, camera update, camera update. So we create a new instance of this, and then we call it here camera update dot uh why can't I get this? So sorry. This is camera. Okay, so dot new camera. Okay, what happened was that I was using a lowercase instead of uppercase, so I needed to use uppercase. Sometimes coding can be So what do? I want to pass this camera position, which I've defined here, to it. So I just pass it. Let me take this down so you can be able to see it. So I pass this camera position, which I'm getting to this Google controller. So we are done for this method, which is to get our current uh, location. And then for us to be able to get this to work, we need to call our location. We need to call it, we need to initialize it, let this particular code, we can do it on init state when our this page is loading, or we can do it when the map is being created. So on map create method, so the best place to add it is this place, so that you don't go and initialize what you are not using at that particular time, and it will be taking uh, space in your RAM and other phone resources. So we get do locate current position. So with this, when called, it will get the current position, assign that current position to our camera position, and then the camera position will be assigned to our new Google Map controller. So with this now, don't forget we added some permissions to our Android manifest. So we'll need to stop this particular uh, code that is running, and then we restart the whole thing afresh. So let's give it some time to load, and then while it's coming up, if you are doing for web, you can set permission for web here by importing this and by setting this in your init file or something. So these are the ways in which you can do this. And then for you to use geolocator, for you to run the example, it was even updated 5 days ago. For you to use the sample, you can come here, copy all this code. It's very long. Copy all this code and then paste it in your main.dat file. So main.dat file, and you will get a nice looking app which you can use to get your location. So my app is still building. Let's give it some more time. And while that is still on, let's run through what we've done before now. We've been able to create our Firebase project and integrate our Firebase. We only created for Android alone, and that's why we have these Google services. We didn't create for iOS, but we will still do that later on. And currently, it shows an error, so let's try to debug. Okay, it says locate location dot this. So normally what I would do is look for where it says error and copy that error. Okay, let's go back to this and see the compile if we missed anything. Did we miss anything? Did we? Okay, let's check for Android. Upgrade this. Add the following to your Gradle.property. So let's see. I guess this should be there already, but let's look at Gradle.property file, and Gradle.property, that should be under Android. Gradle. So we already have it here. True. Use Android S, enable Jetify. So we already have it. So okay, we need compile SDK version to be 31. So let's make sure that too is okay, not here on our app. View.gradle. So compiled SDK version I put it 31. So let me try and run it now and see what happened. So it's going to take some few times, and so mostly reading these going through this readme file is pretty important, because most of the implementation for Android and iOS which we need to do might be located in there, and as such you might need to go through it even if you don't have the time, so that you don't run into problems and start debugging. Building an application might take you a day, but debugging might take you up to a week or so, just because you are trying to figure out where things got messy. So with this, we are still waiting for our application to compile, and then I don't want to stop the video and show you when it must have compiled. I want us to see the errors together. So if there is any errors that occurred, we will see it, and just as I'm fixing it, you also will be able to see how I'm doing that and be able to fix yours if you encounter any issues. Because the issue with stopping, pausing the video and continuing when um, the application is working fine is that many people don't get to see how you fix some of the errors which you encounter. So that's why most times I leave my video to run through. I don't, okay, it's trying to compile. It's trying to compile. Let's hope it doesn't fail this time around. So let's give it a moment. It will rebuild some of the outdated plugins using this stuff we set here, and then also set some new stuff for us. So this is what I did. I came to build.gradle and I changed the compile SDK version to 31, just like they uh, instructed here. Make sure compile SDK for under your Android folder, app folder, and build.gradle file is set to 31. So for geolocation, the SDK starts from 31. So just give it a moment. Let's give it a moment, and let's hope we don't see any errors. We don't encounter any errors again. So I don't know the version of uh, what's it called? The version of geolocator is currently using, but we can find out by going to our uh, pub.spec or pub catch, and then we'll be able to see the versions that has been downloaded and the version that it's currently using. So while we wait for that, let me quickly uh, show you some other things you can do when it comes to setting up this geolocator. For this particular geolocator, we are still going to go over to cloud.console.google.com or console. I can't really remember. Let me search for it. Cloud.console. Okay, it's console.cloud. It should be console.cloud. Oh, it's console.cloud.google.com. So in our next upcoming tutorials for this series, we are still going to access this platform to make some settings for us to be able to get, okay, oh, wonderful, it's currently running. So just make sure you set yours to 31, compile SDK, make sure so I've already said this before, and I've created a user edge called edge. So I use this, and then so and some other things that I seem to have forgotten to do is enabling some stuffs. So which is my current location enable. We set it to true. And what else? Zoom gesture enable, zoom controller enabled, we set it to true. Uh, zoom gesture enabled, we set it to true. And then what else do we need to set to true? We have our map type dot normal and every other thing. So let's try and restart this guy so that it will load afresh. So there is a locator here, something here that which you can click to get your current location. So let's wait for it while it loads. Okay, let me put this, let me just cut this and put it down here so that maybe that's why it's not loading properly. I refresh and then save this one, edge, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's still showing Google complex, initial camera position, Google complex, and I have my controller dot complete, then locate position. It's supposed to ask me for permission. I don't know why it's not asking me for permission. Let me see. It's supposed to ask for permission during startup. Okay, everything seems to be working fine. You can test it on a physical device. I don't think this emulator has for current location. It doesn't have a capability for current location. Camera access available, this nearby screen. So it doesn't have access for current location. Let me see. Let me see if I can get current location in the list. Oh, it does. It does, and it's also enabled. Okay, so let's do this. So this location, I turn it off and then I turn it on again. So let's see why it's not getting my current location. So Firebase has been initialized and let's log in, Edge, and 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I've successfully logged in and let's give it some time to see if it will capture our current location. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Try running this on a physical device. Maybe it will get your current location. I don't know why it's not giving me this. I'll fix it and then I will update this video later. But it's working on currently on my physical device. I can be able to get my current location. This locate position here. So just try it on your own and it should work out fine. Thank you for this